Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can Fly. Look who's with me. We're back at it again. We're gonna give it another shot. Let's go! All right, so as I get clear of runway 14 and we get ready to taxi back to the runway, I definitely wish that we were able to stop and maybe have lunch or whatever. But because of the fact that this weather system was coming in from the west and I was actually flying towards it back to Doylestown, I thought it would just be prudent to just go ahead and just take back off, not stop for lunch like we had planned, and just, get there before the winds picked up anymore, and it got any more squirrely in terms of visibility and that kind of stuff. So basically taxi back to 14 and gonna make our way back to Doylestown.
All right, so we're on our way back to Doylestown. We landed. It was definitely a little bit of a bumpy ride. Gonna try to catch some shoreline action and just waiting for this landing traffic. So I'm sitting here holding short of runway 4 at Monmouth Deck, and we'll do a little bit of the shoreline and then make our way back to Doylestown. Call it a successful flight. Go and get some food.
Sounds good.
I want to give that. Yep. See, you got it. You're starting to.
Wifey spotted the landing traffic.
Tell her we're waiting for that plane to land.
And Cessna to hold Shoreline. Would you like to go, sir?
Oh yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and go. And Monmouth County, Cessna 902 789er, departing runway 14, going to be going out to the west, Monmouth.
And I noticed something about this takeoff as I taxi to land, line up to take off. Anytime I'm stressed, I call every airport county.
All right, heels to the floor, full power. Fixtures, full rich. Taxi landing light. Oil temp, oil pressure, all look good. Suction looks good. And of course, my door is not closed.
And actually, when you see my wife and daughter reach over,
okay.
They were actually able to push the handle down and
the
door was closed. So my first thought was to, go back around in the pattern, land, and close the door. But I could feel that it was actually latched in place. So, we're good to go. And of course, I wanted to focus on flying the airplane and not be distracted.
So we'll just fly the shoreline a little bit and head out to the west. Okay. Yeah, Monmouth County, Cessna 902 789er, gonna fly south along the shoreline for a bit, then gonna make a right cross and turn out to the west. Last call, Monmouth County. Or Monmouth.
I'm wondering if anybody else does this. Like if you're not exactly sure the name of the airport, or it's like you're having brain freezes if you just go back to county. I don't know. It's just such a weird thing that I do, but I don't know. One of those Russell-isms, I guess. The thing I loved about this flight back is you begin to see my wife get a little bit more relaxed, and she's talking with my daughter. And I was definitely so happy to see this, because it was still kind of choppy, but they were really getting into looking at all of the different scenery, and this really makes me happy to see that. So can't wait for us to do more flying so they can both get more comfortable.
All right, so we are making our way out of Monmouth County, or Monmouth Exec. You see, I keep interchanging the stuff. It's crazy. But gonna do some flying down the shoreline a little bit and make our way south a little bit and then turn to the west and go back to Doylestown. So we'll be like one of those those guys that fly the flag. Oh yeah.
So the camera really doesn't capture this well, but let's do some shoreline flying so that you can see what my wife and daughter were able to see. Let's get some music going.
I figured this would be a nice little run to watch the snow. That's beautiful. That's incredible.
So you know how you're sitting on the beach and you see those banners fly by you and those very slow airplanes? Well, this is what it looks like. This is what they see. And you know, actually it's even more dramatic because they fly a little lower. Now I wanted to keep some altitude just in case something happened and I had an emergency. I needed some space to maneuver, but this view that you see, this is what they see when they're towing those banners. So incredible.
Alright, so you can see we're making our way back to Doylestown. We're down the shore, just kind of flying around the shore a little bit, and just was trying to climb out, and I'll be turning back to head west, back to Doylestown, climbing up to 5,500 if the clouds will let me.
And as we turn west, you can see it looks a little darker.
It's funny to see all those boats in that little inlet or whatever. Back bays.
And one thing I can say about Wifey is she definitely gets comfortable pretty quickly. I mean, you know, as you can see, she's beginning to film some scenery and do some other things, you know, and not be so worried about the flight. And so I got to give her props because, like I said, flying is not her thing. But she definitely gets comfortable, so that's why I gotta do more flying.
Alright, so I'm just climbing out. So, mixture still full rich. Throttle is full. I'm gonna turn off my taxi landing light. And I'm gonna go on up to 5,500. And luckily it's a little smoother going this way. What I'm hoping is might have like a little bit more of a headwind here, because right now my ground speed is only 61 knots, but that's just because I'm still climbing. Yeah, it feels better once you get up. Yes. Yes. Get down on the ground, it's hot as mud. It feels cool up here. Yeah. So not good. Yep. It's good. Cool. I know first flight in a small airplane can be a little bit much. Took a little video to show Kevin. Oh. Alright, so got these little two clouds here. So see this one here, but that little one there, this one here. So we're gonna split them. So lower or no? Well, we're gonna be underneath them, but just the fact that we're gonna be kind of 500 feet within them, it might get a little shaky. So I'm just trying to warn you. Oh boy. Anytime you go to a cloud, it's just different air pressures. So let's see, build up some speed here. We are at our altitude. Speed build up here. Alright, let's cruise around. I like what my power is. Let's lean her out. So this, when I'm leaning the mixture, basically what that does is that sends less fuel to the carburetor. So it burns more efficiently. Oh, okay. Because theoretically there's less air up here. The air is thinner, but you don't want as much gas going into with less air. Oh, okay.
And again, this is all an attempt to just normalize and demystify this whole flying experience so that she has some idea of what's going on rather than concentrating on the turbulence.
So this gauge is telling me how high I am. That's my altimeter. Okay. So I want this big hand to be on the 5. Oh. So that's small hand is 1,000, big hand is 100. Oh. I think your camera back here. Yeah, that one died. Yeah, I'm going down to 4 or 5. So when you go west, it's plus 500. East, it's on plus 5,000. Gotcha. So now we're at 5,000. Oh, yeah. So when that turns to 5, we'll be at 4,500. That'll be my cruising altitude. Okay. This instrument here is telling me how fast I'm going up or down. Okay. So I'm going down 500 per minute.
Oh, wow.
And I try to keep it there, because if I go down any faster, that's when your ears start to pop and stuff.
No.
For any given flight, I really don't expect wifey to remember any of this or even some of it. It's really just to have a conversation to deal with the turbulence, but also I'll be reminding her and reinforcing this information so that at some point, it will be something that she recognizes.
It'll probably get a little bumpy and go back west. Now this is my RPMs. So right now the engine is turning 2,400 revolutions per minute.
Oh, okay.
So you see that green? Yep. That's where you know you're in good space.
Okay.
You don't want to go past this line.
Okay.
Alright, let me get my frequency in. Let's get Doylestown back in.
Okay.
So eventually when you get comfortable, what I'll have you do is I'll have you do my comms.
Do the what?
The communications or the comms.
Oh, okay.
So you see how I'm calling out and stuff? So I'll have you look at this, and then you'll see distance. So 37 nautical miles. So when we're 10, that's when you make your first call. And it'll be like, Doylestown traffic, Cessna 907, 902-789, 10 miles, and then we're east of the field. So eventually you'll do those types of things. That'll help with load. It'll kind of get you involved, but not immediately, but as we fly more.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've seen in other videos is where even if the person that is flying is not a pilot, they also participate in the flight. So they may do things like read the checklist or do communications, that kind of thing. So just broaching the idea, we're definitely a long way off from that, but just thought I would mention it.
So I'm just glad we had a chance to finally do this flight as a family.
Yeah, no. It was important.
Yeah.
It was important.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody that knows, I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I with my family.
Yep. Yeah, we knew. Glad that it worked out.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely am glad that we're doing the whole flight, this landing and going to eat. Because I would be a nervous wreck. I was beginning to get real hazy. And see, we would be flying into, because the weather's coming from west. So we're headed west. Now if it was coming up from the south, then I can skirt around. I can fly north and then just go around. But you're flying right into it. We'd have to do this thing like we'd have to divert somewhere, sit, wait.
If that happened, I'd never probably back up in here, so I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
I'm already nervous.
Yeah. So I wonder if Nye was nervous. It'll be interesting to hear her download.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah. Alright, so we're cruised out. My mixture is cleaned out. Throttle was where I wanted to be. Fuel tanks are on both. Flaps are where they need to be, of course. Up. No carb heat. Let me see. So we got west. Fix my heading indicator. Now I know a lot of you folks in the audience always get on me about the windshield or cleaning the windshield. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot to do it. I didn't want you guys to get on me, so. But duly noted on cleaning the windshield. And it may look dirtier than it is, but, my bad. And definitely want to just thank Leading Edge for showing the brothers some love today. Definitely greatly appreciated. I feel like I'm part of the Leading Edge family at this point. I'm just so grateful for what you guys do to provide this opportunity for us more blue-collar flying folk. And I get to share this wonderful experience with my family. And not only with them, but my church family, all my other cousins and relatives who watch, my friends, all the folks who pray for me. So thank you, Leading Edge, for what you guys do. And definitely grateful for the love. Donor brothers, definitely appreciate it. So just wanted to put that out there. And if anybody is looking to get their pilot's license and you live in the Philadelphia area, I mean, of course, there's lots of great flight schools, but definitely do recommend Leading Edge Aviation. I know maybe Northeast Philly is closer for some folks. Definitely Wingsfield for you folks that are maybe Montgomery County, but you know, it's definitely an alternative. So I just put it out there, and they're just great people. It's accessible. The people are accessible. The planes are accessible, and I haven't met a CFI there that isn't top notch. So yes, I am shamelessly plugging Leading Edge Aviation. But no, it's a great, and like I said, I'm not mad at any flight school in the Philadelphia area. You can't go wrong. It's just preference, location, geography plays a lot into it, but so does, you know, cost. And you know, Leading Edge's school is very competitive cost-wise. So just put that out there, and just again, thank you guys. All right, so we are about 27 miles out.
Sounds good.
Be back in Doylestown in a few shakes of a land sail. See what happens. It gets warm out here, and that wind, that air begins to lift, and then that cold front starts to come in, and it's like a shovel. It scoops the air up even more, so it just becomes very disturbed up in the atmosphere.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's definitely the Delaware River. So we're going to be going, as we go back west, we go over the river, go from New Jersey back to Pennsylvania. Still too far out.
Wait, you can't the frequency?
No, so it's the being able to pick up.
Oh.
So you got to get a little closer.
Gotcha.
It's almost like, you know, when you're driving in a radio station, it's that same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I am going to, let's go down 5. Starting to get a ceiling here.
And this is exactly why I wanted to basically just do this flight straight rather than land, eat lunch, and then fly back, because this weather system was definitely here from west to east, and it was coming in. And as you can see by that ceiling, it was about to get real interesting.
Once we get on the other side of the airport, I'll go down. It should be a little smoother down there.
Clouds came from nowhere.
Yeah. Well, see, that was my whole thing. Like, you know, you can see how the visibility begins to drop.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Just being close to this cloud ceiling.
That's crazy.
And it's just gonna drop. And so that's why after a while, you get in there, you're in the clouds, and now I can't see, and I have to use this. That's called the attitude indicator. So I'd have to use that as the artificial horizon and just stare at that. But my body's gonna be lying to me and telling me different stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's when PFR pilots like me get into trouble.
That's why you need your instrument.
Correct. But in that way, I can depend on these things, plus this instrument to tell me that I'm headed towards the airport appropriately, which I don't know how to use.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. Because right now, instead of that instrument, I just use my eyes. As opposed to when you're in the clouds, then you use this, and this is telling you, between this, that, it's telling you everything you need to know about the airplane. I can use this, but I wouldn't be able to find the airport. So if I was in the clouds, I'd have no idea what to do.
Oh boy.
I could use this, but even that would tell me if I'm lined up and all that kind of stuff.
That's not...
No. Big tell kiddo, she sees the airport over there.
What airport?
See it right over there?
So what's the name of the airport?
It's called Trenton Mercer.
What it?
Trenton Mercer.
And since my baby girl can't hear us, I'm still trying to keep her engaged in parts of this flight. So that's why every now and then I'm telling my wife to tell her where we are and something to look at. Plus, just making sure that she's still looking outside the airplane instead of inside.
Doylestown traffic, Cessna 92789er, about 10 miles east of the field, inbound for runway 23 Doylestown. So instead of going across so we're coming this way. So see little airplane? Yeah, we're coming this way. So I'll take a left, right turn, go here. I can be left, line up for 23.
Oh, gotcha.
See, if you trim it out and the air is smooth enough, the airplane will really just fly itself. That's why people who if you muscle it, that's when you make people sick.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it's real subtle. You know, you react to the air, but if you overreact, it's almost like overcorrecting with the steer.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Old dam over there on the river.
oh yep.
All right, let's prepare to land. So, I'm gonna check my brakes. Brakes feel good. Don't need my flaps yet. Mixture's full, rich, carb heat is on. Gonna turn on my taxi lane light. I'm actually gonna turn on my strobes this time. Did I eat? Those are the strobe lights. Fuel tanks are on both. Trim is where it needs to be for now. Taxi lane light and strobes are on. In Doylestown traffic, Cessna 92789er, about 5 miles east of the field. Gonna do a left downwind for runway 23 Doylestown. I think that's the courthouse, that red building right there.
Yep.
I see it through 3611. So just try to find little things.
Yep.
Doylestown traffic, Cessna 92789er. Gonna be turning left downward for runway 23 Doylestown. About a little further. Give me some more room to work with. In Doylestown traffic, Cessna 92789er, turning left base for runway 23 Doylestown. Coordinated, keep speed, level, second notch flaps. And Doylestown traffic, Cessna 92789er, turning final for runway 23 Doylestown.
So winds 200 at 8, gust 17. So gonna be an interesting landing. All right, cue the music.
Hold it.
Pretty good.
But you know what? I'm gonna go down. I could have made it, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, not my best landing, but no, it didn't break any.
No, it wasn't bad.
All right, everybody, Russ can fly. We made it, our first flight as a family. So a little bumpy, definitely a little challenging, but we made it. I just thank the good Lord for traveling mercies, getting us out to Monmouth, exec, and back safe. And so until next time, but thank you all for joining us on these 2 flights. It's been a wonderful experience. I am just so happy. So with that, Russ can fly, Caroline can fly, Nala can fly. We're out! Peace.